welcome to ESI Africa Insights. Today we are talking to Refilwe Mokgosi, who I got to know as the president of the AMEU. Now, she was president from 2018 to 2021. And what we're going to do right now is talk about what has she been doing since then. Let's just go backwards. Yeah. What were the events that you remember from that very long time period of your presidency that have stuck with you?
Thank you, Teresa. Good morning again. So being the president of the AMU, I think I'm one of the presidents that served longer in the AMU because normally our term is 2 years. And the reason for that is because of in between, we had to go through the COVID period. So from 2018, that's the year where we started talking about fourth is the industrial revolution.
Yeah.
I think that was the topic for the AMU. And at our convention, where we were saying that, okay, fine, as municipalities, how do we then see the future going forward, implementing moving into the fourth industrial revenue. So since then, I think it was a blessing in disguise because things that we were still thinking about, like doing things visual, having things remotely, and so forth, is the things that we're still talking about. So in 2019, we had our strategic session as the ESCO from the AMU, whereby we had to drill down into this topic and ask ourselves that as municipalities, we are more trading services. We buy electricity from Eskom, we sell it to our customers, and that's what we do on a daily basis. And now we have this new, we are now in a new, revolution. How do we then look at our business model as municipalities? How do we change our business model? We have issues of load shedding, and we've got renewable energies that are coming through and so forth. So how do we fit in as municipalities? And as we were discussing that topic, as we were trying to put strategies and so forth in terms of how do we get there, then COVID happened, which we had to fast track how we're doing business. So for municipal employees, we work with customers. Our main service is to make sure that our customers are serviced. They've got electricity, they've got water, they have the sewers running, and so forth. So we have to be physically at work. So it was something like, how are we going to do this? Everybody is scared that they will probably die, that no one wants to be in contact with a human. We have to service customers. So we had to put, plans together to make sure that we still provide that service, because we know that if we don't do that, the business is dead, and we're not gonna service our customers and so forth. So I've seen change whereby the way we're doing our business, there was a little bit of change. We could have online meetings, we could have our workers focusing more on the safety in terms of as they work. I remember at that period, I was with the Erkurhuleni Municipality. One of the services that I used to provide was the waste collection. So we have to collect waste. And we had to then go through a period where we train our employees in terms of how do you protect yourself while you're servicing the customers and so forth. And which I think that has fast-tracked the way we're doing business. And it became a challenge, when the lockdown was now, we have to go back to normal. Now we are used to working remotely. We are used to working in a certain way, and now we have to go back, which we find that as a challenge. But we almost there. We getting there.
Okay.
I think those are one of the highlights at that period when I was the president. Obviously, we had so many things that we needed to do, but we had a gap of almost 2 years that we could not do. But I'm glad that today we're carrying on with those topics and trying to find solutions into many challenges that we have.
Okay. Now, you personally, you are at Ekurhuleni Metro. So what is it you actually do there now?
So I'm back with Ekurhuleni. I'm responsible for Springs Nigel electricity, whereby I'm responsible for operations and maintenance.
Okay.
I'm also responsible for our planning, where we have new developments, we've got projects. I'm also responsible for revenue collection and support services like your public lighting and so forth and so forth. So basically, I'm responsible for the entire energy business in the Springs and Nigel. You'll remember that Ekurhuleni is one of the biggest municipalities. It was made of 9 towns where they were put together as one. So we still have the networks. So we've got 9 regions on the energy part, whereby I'm responsible for Springs and Nigel.
You mentioned smart meters. That's one part of your portfolio. So is the introduction of smart meters into those different regions helping to harmonize everything of what's going on?
It does. It does. The reason I'm saying that we are able to see what our customers are doing.
Yeah.
We can monitor them. We know if they are buying electricity or they're not buying electricity. We know if we have customers that have breached their meters and so forth. So that is helping us a lot because when with the limited resources that we have, when we have to then focus in terms of, where are we losing our revenue, we firstly go to those customers that we know these customers are not buying. And we do the meter audits and check why are they not buying. So instead of going all over, I'm able to now go straight to, where the problem is. Okay. So they are really helping us, and we are able to do credit control from the office to say, no, you haven't paid your rates, and we're going to block you, and we can do that. Our metering online, whereby we've got our large power users, they're able to monitor their consumption, their demand. The issues of billing are being, addressed because the customer is able to say, no, I'm consuming this much, so this is what I need to, or I'm expecting to pay on a monthly basis. They can monitor their demand every 30 minutes and so forth. So we see the benefits when it comes to smart metering in the municipality.
Oh, thank you so much for coming into the studio and talking to us.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
So stay tuned for the next episode of ESI Africa Insights and have a powerful day.